Updates on the government shutdown and a recent Ann Arbor bank robbery.
Trinity Health Ann Arbor, new renovations, and a massive new data center that could be coming to Michigan.
Plus, the University of Michigan's 43rd annual blood battle.
All that and more on this week's episode of Newsfeed.
Hello and welcome to Newsfeed. I'm Audrey Ash.
And I'm Isabella Puccio. College students across Michigan are watching Washington closely as lawmakers move towards ending the longest government shutdown in U.S. history, just weeks before Thanksgiving break. Valeria Morales leads off our coverage tonight.
The U.S. Senate has approved a temporary deal to reopen the government through January 13th, funding key agencies like the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Veterans Affairs. The plan also guarantees back pay for federal workers and restores programs that have been on hold for more than a month. The shutdown has hit Michigan hard. About 30,000 federal employees have been furloughed or working without pay. Food assistance for 1.4 million residents was disrupted, Head Start preschool struggled to stay open, and grant-funded research was paused across the state. The deal still needs approval from the U.S. House and President Donald Trump. Both of Michigan's Democratic senators, Gary Peters and Alyssa Slotkin, voted against the plan, saying it doesn't address rising health care costs or extend Affordable Care Act tax credits. Meanwhile, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services has ordered its vendors to resume full SNAP payments for November after a series of court rulings halted and then restored food benefits. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has also announced $4.5 million in state funds to help food banks meet demands. Travelers, including many students headed home for Thanksgiving, are also feeling the impact. Air traffic controllers have been working without pay, leading to significant delays. On Sunday alone, more than 560 flights were delayed and over 100 canceled at Detroit Metropolitan Airport. Federal courts, national parks, and other programs across Michigan remain short-staffed. Officials say even after the government reopens, it could take time for payroll, research grants, and public services to fully return to normal. For Wolf TV Newsfeed, I'm Valeria Morales.
On November 7th, Ann Arbor's first merchant bank on West William Street was robbed. The robbery occurred late Friday morning when the suspect passed a note to the teller demanding money.
The suspect fled by foot with an unknown amount of money. No weapon was shown during the robbery, and everyone in the bank was safe. The suspect was last seen on South Ashley Street.
As of time of production, the suspect has still not been found, but has been described as a 5'10" male wearing a Detroit Lions hoodie and a black cap with the number 20 on the front.
The Faculty Senate passed a motion to resume gender-affirming care for people under 19 at Michigan Medicine. The motion passed with a strong majority of 2,432 out of 3,638 voters voting yes on the ballot.
The Senate meeting occurred on November 3rd with a total of 9 motions on the ballot. Other motions included issues regarding the use of generative AI, faculty governance representatives, and funding for research.
A massive new data center could be coming to Michigan, and it's backed by some big names, including the makers of ChatGPT. DTE Energy says the project could lower cost and boost reliability, but critics say it's moving too fast and can come at a high price for consumers. Wolf TV's Carson Downer shows us what's at stake just outside Ann Arbor.
DTE Energy is moving quickly to fast-track plans for a massive new data center just outside Ann Arbor, a project backed by billionaire Stephen Cross, Oracle, and the makers of ChatGPT. The proposed 250-acre facility would be one of the largest ever built in Michigan, capable of using more than a gigawatt of electricity, enough to power more than 1 million homes. DTE says it would supply 100% of the center's power and claims that the project could actually lower customer bills and make service more reliable. Critics aren't convinced. Environmental advocates, including the Sierras Club Michigan chapter, warn that similar data centers in other states have driven up electricity costs, sometimes doubling them. They're asking regulators for a fully transparent review instead of the fast-track approval DTE wants. The company argues Michigan risks losing the project to competing states unless construction can begin early next year. The Michigan Public Service Commission will have the final say, and DTE is urging a decision by December 5th. If approved, construction could begin in 2026, bringing an estimated 2,500 union construction jobs and about 450 permanent high-paying positions to the area. State Representative Morgan Foreman, who represents the district where the project would be built, says she's cautiously optimistic, but wants project leaders to engage directly with residents. For now, the commission has not commented. Reporting for Wolf TV, I'm Carson Downer.
Trinity Health Ann Arbor announces a new renovation for an expansion of the emergency department. Construction is expected to be completed in late 2028.
They're expecting to renovate and expand their emergency department with more private rooms and stretcher bays in their multi-phased $60.5 million project.
Work is expected to begin later this month with funding coming from Trinity Health's National System Office, Trinity Health Ann Arbor, and donor support.
This change has been long awaited due to the increase in patients and the need for an updated and appropriate environment for care.
The University of Michigan has officially kicked off its 43rd annual blood battle against Ohio State University. In collaboration with the American Red Cross, the competition challenges students, staff, and Michigan fans to donate blood to help save lives, especially during the holiday season when donations become increasingly difficult to collect.
U of M campus group Wolverines for Life is leading the effort, opening donation sites across campus. On November 23rd, the largest drive, Be a Hero at the Big House, will take place at the Big House, featuring stadium tours, prizes, and a watch party for the Detroit Lions game.
Each pint of blood counts towards Michigan's total, and the winning school will be announced during the U of M versus OSU football game on November 29th. Ohio State has taken home the trophy the last 3 years, so to help Michigan reclaim victory, you can register to donate by texting DONATE to 222-688 or visit the Red Cross Blood Battle website.
A new high-rise is coming to South University, replacing several longtime businesses on South University, including Pinball Pete's and Pancheros. Wolf TV's Megan Kane spoke with students about what the change means for the campus community.
The Galleria Mall on South University Avenue, a longtime student spot, is set to be demolished. Landmark Properties has purchased the site and plans to build an 18-story apartment complex with retail space on the ground floor. Starbucks and Pancheros have already closed due to the project, and Pinball Pete's will relocate to East Liberty Street, reopening in 2026. I'm Megan Kane with Newsfeed, and today we're asking students about how these closures are affecting them and how they feel about this new major development. How often did you visit the businesses such as Pancheros and Starbucks that have now closed?
My name's Ella. I came to Starbucks like almost every other day because I live right across the street. Pancheros I didn't go too much last year because I didn't live nearby, but Starbucks I was here multiple times a week.
My name's Tanea, and I probably visited these places about one time each, so not too often.
So my name's Ethan. I'm a student here. I actually live like on the street, only a couple blocks down. And I used to come down here. I come down here all the time. Like I've been to Pinball Pete's a lot whenever family comes and visits, and it's always a lot of fun to go there like late night with some friends. I'm really bummed out about how it's shutting down, and I can't tell you the number of times I've gone to Pancheros after late night studying. So it's a real bummer about what's going on.
I'm Caleb. For sure, yeah. I live very close to here, so it was kind of something that was really easily accessible for me.
So how do you think the closures and this new development will affect student life and just the feeling of South U?
I think it's just kind of frustrating because there's so many apartments on South U, so everyone's here like walking by, and like especially on nights out, like people want to get food after. So it's kind of frustrating because it's making like all the other businesses like so much busier, like Joe's and Cane's, like Good Time Charlie's. You can never like get food because the lines are so long.
I think it's gonna like decrease the convenience over here because like every day I walk by and like having a Starbucks here is really convenient, and all of like the places here, like I know they have a lot of jobs for students, so that also might like affect that.
It's definitely good that we're getting more housing. I think that the housing market in Ann Arbor is kind of not the best, but also with the amount of housing that's been built recently, I'm not sure if what we need is another apartment building, especially if what you're doing is you're kind of demolishing a big part of student life that people kind of like know and love. It's getting a lot taller, and it's feeling a lot less Ann Arbor. I know that Pinball Pete's is coming back, but it's not going to be the same. I mean, this place has been around since the 90s, so.
We'll definitely shake things up at first, but I actually have a lot of hope for it, especially with the student housing, because that's really been our biggest problem here in Ann Arbor.
The South University location is changing fast, and students certainly have mixed feelings about it. For Newsfeed, I'm Megan Kane.
And that is our episode. Thank you for tuning in.
Follow Wolf TV UMich on Instagram for more. And as always,
Go Blue!